Every month, the same thing happens. You get paid. For a few hours, or maybe a day, you feel rich. You check your balance more often than usual. You open apps you normally avoid. You even start planning things you couldn't afford yesterday. And then the normal expenses start. A bill here, a subscription there, food, gas, random small purchases you don't even remember making. And suddenly, it's the middle of the month, and you're confused. You didn't waste money. You didn't gamble it. You didn't buy anything crazy. So where did it go? Most people think money disappears because they don't earn enough. But usually, the problem isn't the salary. The real reason is what happens in the first 24 hours after you get paid. The moment money enters your account, your behavior changes. You stop choosing and start spending without thinking, and the money quickly disappears. Rich people don't manage money once a month. They manage it in the first hour. There's a routine people with money follow every single time they get paid. It doesn't depend on salary size. It doesn't require investing knowledge. And it works even if you feel bad with money. It's simple, but almost nobody does it. Not because it's hard, because it feels unnecessary until years pass and your salary grows, but your life feels the same. So I decided to try doing this after every paycheck. 5 simple actions. Not a budget, not restrictions, just a clear order of steps you repeat every time. And if you repeat it every time money arrives, something strange starts happening. Your expenses stop controlling your life, and your future slowly becomes visible. The first step happens immediately. Not later tonight, not tomorrow morning. The moment the money arrives. Before you check prices, before you open stores, before you think about what you deserve to buy. You move a small part of the money away from yourself. Money you simply don't spend. Most people try to save what remains at the end of the month, but nothing remains. So you do the opposite. First, you put money aside and you live on what's left. The amount can be tiny. The point is just to start. This step isn't about becoming rich today. It changes how you treat money. The moment you move a part away, your brain accepts that it's no longer available and you start spending more carefully without thinking about it. You almost don't notice the difference. Over time, your expenses stop growing together with your salary. That's where freedom begins. Right after this, you do the next step. You look at normal monthly costs, housing, bills, food, transport, and separate that money immediately. Most people keep everything in one place, so every purchase fights with another purchase all month long. This forces you to constantly control yourself. Instead, you remove the daily temptation completely. Living expenses stay in their own space, and the rest becomes safe to spend. You didn't ban yourself from spending. You just know how much you can use. Now comes the step that changes daily behavior. After separating saving money and living costs, you finally see what money is actually free. This is the money most people lose control over, because when money feels available, the brain treats every desire like a good idea. A small purchase doesn't feel important, but dozens of small purchases become a missing paycheck. So instead of trying to be disciplined all day, you add one simple rule. Nothing gets bought instantly. When you want something, you wait. Not forever, just a short pause. For small things, it can be a few hours. For bigger things, at least one day. The purpose isn't to deny yourself. It's to give your logical brain time to catch up with your emotional brain. Most purchases only feel urgent for a few minutes. After that, the desire drops sharply. And if the desire stays, you buy without guilt because you know it was a decision, not a reaction. Over time, this creates a strange effect. You still enjoy buying things, but almost never regret them. The fourth step only matters when your income changes. One of the biggest reasons people stay in the same financial place for years is simple. Every time they earn more, they immediately start living better. Better food, better subscriptions, better comfort. Nothing wrong with that, except the future never improves because the raise gets consumed before it builds anything. So you add a rule for every increase. Whenever your income goes up, you don't keep all of it. A fixed part improves your life, and another fixed part improves your future. For example, half you can enjoy, half you keep building with. The exact numbers don't matter. What matters is the direction. Now raises stop disappearing. Each increase permanently moves you forward instead of resetting your lifestyle. After a few months, you won't notice the sacrifice, but after a few years, the difference becomes massive. The fifth step is the shortest, but it keeps everything working. Once a month, you pause and look at the system, not the balance. Most people only check how much money is left. That creates stress and random decisions. Instead, you check three simple things. Did you move money away first? Did you separate living costs? And did you respect the waiting rule before buying? That's all. No judging, no emotions. Just a quick review. Because consistency matters more than perfection. Missing once changes nothing. Ignoring the system changes everything. This monthly check takes minutes, but it keeps your behavior from slowly drifting back to old habits. Over time, you stop relying on motivation and start relying on structure. Now, here's the part most people misunderstand. None of these steps make you rich fast. At first, almost nothing changes. The same income, the same life, the same problems. That's why people quit early. They expect a visible result immediately. But this routine works quietly. The first change is psychological. You stop worrying about money randomly during the month because every dollar already has a place. The second change appears later. Small emergencies stop feeling like disasters because you prepared before they happened. The months pass and something surprising happens. You start having leftover money without trying, not because you restricted yourself, but because decisions became clearer, and clarity removes waste automatically. Eventually, you notice the real effect. Options appear. You can wait before accepting bad opportunities. You can choose instead of react. And that's when money stops being survival and starts becoming control. After a few months, the routine stops feeling like a system and starts feeling normal. You don't think about it anymore. Money arrives, you do the steps automatically. And because it's automatic, it finally works long term. People fail with finances not because they're lazy, but because they rely on motivation. Motivation changes every week, structure doesn't. At this point, you notice something else. Your income still matters, but it stops being the only solution. Before, every problem required earning more. Now, many problems disappear without earning anything extra. This changes how you work. You become calmer with decisions. You stop chasing every opportunity. Ironically, this often leads to better opportunities because you no longer look desperate. Stability creates confidence, and confidence changes behavior in ways income alone never could. Now imagine repeating this for a year. Not perfectly, just do it every month. Sometimes it will go better, sometimes worse. That's normal. But the order stays the same every time money arrives. By the end of the year, the biggest change isn't the number in your account. It's how decisions feel. Purchases stop being emotional events. Bills stop being surprises. Raises stop disappearing. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, do I want this enough? That question alone saves more money than any strict budget because the goal was never restriction. The goal was awareness. Once you clearly see your money, behavior corrects itself naturally. And when behavior changes consistently, results follow automatically. This is why the routine matters, not because it's complex, but because it repeats. Anyone can act smart once, very few act smart every month. Wealth isn't built in big moments, it's built in small, repeated decisions that stop feeling important. The paycheck routine doesn't require discipline forever. It slowly removes the need for discipline at all. You stop fighting yourself, and when money stops being a daily stress, you finally have attention for things that actually improve your life. Skills, health, relationships, opportunities. So the next time you get paid, don't wait for motivation. Just follow the order once, then again next month, and again. Months later, you won't remember the day it worked. You'll just notice life feels different. Not because you earned dramatically more, but because you finally kept what you already earned.